I'm sure that you already know that folic acid is important in the lead up to conception and during pregnancy to help reduce the risk of neural tube defects. But what on earth does that really mean? Well, in this episode of Nourish, I'm going to explain what folic acid does and describe some additional benefits that you may be getting from your folic acid supplement during pregnancy, and some risks of taking too much. Stay tuned. Hi, if this is our first time connecting, welcome. My name is Melanie McGrice and I'm a fertility and prenatal dietitian. I help couples boost their fertility and give their babies the best start possible with the power of good food. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can receive my weekly videos, and pop over and say hi to me on my socials. You'll find all of the details in the description box below this video. So, folic acid. Folic acid is a type of vitamin B. Now, B vitamins are a collection of vitamins used for metabolic processes, which is a fancy way of saying that they help our body to run. They're involved in basic functions such as digesting foods and building new cells. So you can understand that it's essential that we get enough every day of our lives, but especially during pregnancy when your body's not only maintaining your daily functioning, but building a baby as well. Which leads up to benefit number 1, reducing the risk of neural tube defects. Now, when you conceive, your egg and your partner's sperm join together to become an embryo. The cells of the embryo divide to create more cells, and then the embryo implants into the wall of your uterus. Now, remember how we said that folic acid is a B vitamin, so involved in metabolism? Well, folic acid plays an important role in helping cells to divide, which is obviously an essential role in these first days and weeks of life. Now, the first part of your baby that is formed is your baby's neural tube. Our neural tube is our brain and spinal cord, which includes all of our neurons or nerve cells. And these cells are responsible for receiving sensory input from the external world, sending motor commands to our muscles, and relaying electrical signals to different parts of our body. So if some cells aren't divided properly, this can result in damage to the neural tube, or a miscarriage. I hope this makes things a little bit more clear for you. But as I mentioned, that's not the only job for folic acid during pregnancy. Benefit number 2, boosting fertility. Studies suggest that women who take a nutritional supplement that includes folic acid are more likely to get pregnant within 12 months. For example, one study of women who took a folic acid supplement for 3 months found that 26% became pregnant compared to only 10% of women who weren't taking folic acid. Now, it's likely that the reason that women who take a folic acid supplement have higher rates of conception is that the neural tube is able to develop with less issues. However, this hasn't yet been proven. Benefit number 3, reducing the risk of anemia. Your blood volume increases by 150% during pregnancy to provide oxygen and nutrients to your placenta and baby. Folic acid plays an important role in building red blood cells. So without adequate amounts, you can develop a condition called anemia. Anemia simply means that you don't have an adequate number of red blood cells for your needs, and this can leave you feeling tired and short of breath because you're not getting enough nutrients or oxygen to your cells. Benefit number 4, prevention of preterm birth. Preterm birth is defined as going into labour before 37 weeks of pregnancy. When you go into labour early, your baby isn't as well developed, so it increases the risks of health complications. Now, the reason for the link between folate deficiency and preterm birth is not yet known, but studies suggest that women who have a folate deficiency are indeed at higher risk of preterm birth. One of the most common causes of preterm birth is an inflammatory response, often caused by an infection. Folate is also important for a healthy immune system, so you can see how women who are low in folate may be more susceptible to infection and consequently preterm birth. benefit number 5, minimising the risk of growth restriction. Earlier, we discussed the importance of folate for cell division and growth, so it's no surprise that studies also suggest a link between folate deficiency and an increased risk of growth restriction. A lack of growth during pregnancy is technically known as a small for gestational age baby, or SGA. Now, delivering a small baby means that your baby has a higher risk of struggling with their weight later in life. So you can see that folic acid is really important when you're trying to conceive and during pregnancy, but you need to make sure that you speak to a dietitian to make sure that you're getting the right dose for your personal needs, because too much can be as detrimental as having too little. Now, feel free to ask any questions in the comments box below, and if you haven't already done so, download my free fertility meal plan from melaniemcgrice.com/fertility. And make sure that you check out some of my other fertility videos on topics such as which nuts are best for fertility. I'll see you in my next video. Growth just... sorry. I'll turn...